Hello friends, welcome back to this video on analog communication. In this video, we are going to discuss the simple slope detector. So we have already discussed the demodulation of FM modulated signal, where we saw that the FM modulated signal has variation in the frequency according to the message signal, which is converted into AM signal. So now the information comes to the amplitude. So now this AM signal is detected using the envelope detector. So with the help of envelope detector, we can extract the envelope of the AM modulated signal and we can detect it. So here in this video, we are discussing a special type of FM demodulator, which is frequency demodulation technique, in which I am discussing the simple slope detector. So first we will see the circuit of the simple slope detector, then we will see its working, and at last we will see the drawbacks of this method. So first I am going to discuss the circuit. In the circuit I am applying the input voltage. So input voltage is my modulated signal. So this voltage is applied at the input of the circuit. So now this input of the circuit is connected to a tank circuit. So this is C, P primary I am taking it, and this is LP. So this is my first tank circuit. This is the primary tank circuit, and why I am calling it primary, so that also I will discuss. So now this is LS, it is connected to the CS, and this is my secondary tank circuit. So now overall this circuit makes a transformer. So here we have a transformer which is connected here to the primary tank circuit. This is the secondary tank circuit. So now here I have a diode which is connected to a capacitor and a resistor. So now I hope you remember this circuit. So this is an ideal diode. Here I am taking it to be ideal nature. So this is my V output T. So basically this is the circuit of the simple slope detector. So now I was talking about this part. So I hope you remember this part. This part from here, if I see this part alone, so this is the envelope detector. I hope you all are agreeing with me. This is envelope detector. This is my ideal diode. So this is the diode, and here we have the primary tank circuit. This is the secondary tank circuit, and this is working as a transformer. So in my previous video I said that we have a differentiator, and the differentiator is connected to the envelope detector. So this is the part which is working as a differentiator. So in my previous video I told you that we need a differentiator at the frequency FC, and we cannot make a differentiator at a high frequency using op-amp. So now at high frequency FC we are taking a very high frequency. At high frequency we will be using this circuit which will work as a differentiator. So now let's see how this circuit is tuned and how it is making me convert this signal. So the modulated signal is FM modulated signal. Here it should be amplitude modulated signal, which should be detected by the envelope detector. So how this circuit is converting the frequency modulated signal to the amplitude modulated signal, this thing we'll see here. So first I'll be telling you about the resonant frequency. So first, if I see the primary tank circuit, its resonant frequency is FC, and the secondary tank circuit has a resonant frequency FR. So the condition is I am taking the resonant frequency FR to be much higher than FC. So this is the condition. So I talked about the characteristics of the ideal frequency discriminator. So the characteristics looked like this. So here I had FC minus delta F, here I had FC, and here I have FC plus delta F. So this is the characteristic. In the characteristic I can find out that this is linear characteristics. So this is F. So here I have linear characteristics of the frequency discrimination method. So now here with the help of the tank circuit, I will try to assume this linear characteristics. So I am taking Fr to be much higher than Fc. So now we'll see how it is converting my signal into the linear characteristics. So now if I talk about this resonant frequency, so if I draw the gain frequency graph, so the gain frequency graph would be looking like this. Because this circuit is tuned around Fr, so it has the highest gain around Fr. So this is the frequency axis and this is the gain axis. So if I draw the frequency versus gain graph for this tank circuit, the frequency versus gain graph will look like this. It has the peak at the frequency Fr. Okay, so now here we'll see at if we go into this side or this side, the frequency will increase or decrease. The gain will always decrease. So this is the characteristics of the gain versus frequency graph. So now here I have taken the condition that Fr is very high than Fc. So let's consider this is my Fc. So now if I talk about the modulated signal in the FM wave, so the modulated signal MT can be represented as AC cos omega ct plus phi t. So this is my modulated signal. So here I have frequency variations in the modulated signal. So the frequency variations are ranging from Fc minus delta F to Fc plus delta F. So these are my frequency variation according to my message signal. So this is the deviation. So the maximum frequency would be the carrier frequency plus deviation and the minimum frequency would be the carrier frequency minus deviation. So I hope now you understood. So this is the range of frequency. So now let's suppose this is Fc, this is Fr. So resonant frequency is much higher than the carrier frequency. So now here somewhere here I'll be having Fc plus del F and here I'll be having Fc minus del of F. So now if I draw parallelly, so here I'll be drawing the message signal. So let's suppose this is my message signal. So now we'll understand how according to this message signal this will produce an output which is amplitude modulated signal. So at the input we have the message signal. So this message signal is changing the frequency. So the modulated signal will be having frequency according to the message signal. So now when I have this message signal at this point, so the frequency would be Fc. So I have message signal to be of 0 voltage. When message signal is having 0 voltage, the frequency of the modulated signal would be equal to the frequency of carrier. So now here if the message signal would be having the highest voltage, at that time the frequency would be Fc plus del F, and here when the message signal is having lowest frequency, the frequency of the modulated signal would be Fc minus del F. So this is how I have represented my message signal and the frequency of the modulated signal. So let's see how this will change the gain. So now here if I plot these frequencies, so from here I can see Fc plus del F is getting a higher gain. So the gain gain took by FC plus del F frequencies are higher in comparison to the gain of FC. So this is the gain of FC and this is the gain of FC minus del F. So now let's understand how, according to the message signal, here I'll be getting an amplitude modulated signal. So now here this was my message signal. So when the message signal was having zero value, it has the zero voltage, the modulated signal was represented by carrier frequency. So the carrier frequency will be having some gain. So let's suppose this gain is G2, this is G1 and this is G3. So here G1 is greater than G2 is greater than G3. So now when the frequency is FC, here it is represented by FC frequency, which is represented by G2 gain. So here if I draw my signal, here I'll be having the gain. So now if I increase the frequency, so whenever I'm increasing the frequency, the gain is increasing. So now the output produced here will be having higher gain at higher frequency. So now here the frequency started reducing and it will come back to FC again. From FC plus del F, the frequency will come back to the FC. So when the frequency is coming back to FC, the gain is reducing. So when the frequency was FC plus del F, now I am moving from here, I am moving this side, so the gain will decrease. So here I'll be having this type of signal. So now again I am here, again I am moving in the downward direction, or I am decreasing the frequency. So when I further decrease the frequency, gain further decrease. So here the signal produced will be like this. So here again the frequency started increasing and it comes back to FC. So when we move back, the frequency move from FC minus del F to FC. So we are moving from here to here. So gain start increasing. So here I'll be drawing this. So I hope now you understood how with the help of gain I can convert the frequency modulated signal to amplitude modulated signal. So here I'll be plotting the carrier as well. So this is the carrier. Now this signal is the output signal. It is fed to the envelope detector. The envelope detector will remove this carrier signal. It will just detect the envelope, and the envelope is representing my message signal because the frequency was changing according to the message signal. Frequency in empty changes according to the message signal, and the message signal is xt. So now here gain increases if frequency increases. So I can say FC plus del F has higher gain than FC, then FC minus del F. So I can say FC plus del F is represented by G1, FC is represented by G2, and FC minus del F is represented by G3, where G1 is greater than G2 greater than G3. So as soon as we are increasing frequency, we are increasing gain. So when we are increasing gain, the output will be increased voltage, and when we are decreasing gain, the output voltage would be decreased. So here we have got an AM signal. So with the help of frequency modulated signal, here we have converted it to an amplitude modulated signal. So this was all about the working of this circuit. So I hope now you understood how this circuit works. So this is very simple circuit. So now we'll be seeing the drawbacks of this circuit. So the first drawback is non-linear characteristics of the gain. So here we have the gain which is non-linear. So here we cannot have perfectly linear gain. So here I said we need the linear characteristics for the ideal frequency discriminator. But here it is somewhat non-linear. So let's understand how it will affect our signal. So now I hope you are very clear about the gain. So I am removing it. So now if I talk about the message signal, so let's suppose this is my message signal and the amplitude of the message signal is ranging from 0.2 to 0.9. So here this message signal will produce a frequency modulated signal. So here will increase the frequency. So here the frequency is increased, after that it is decreased. So this is how the frequency modulated signal will be formed. So let's suppose the amplitude is 20 and minus 20. So now this signal will be producing an amplitude modulated signal here. So let's take the amplitude modulated signal has the value . So this is my amplitude modulated signal. This was frequency modulated signal, FMT or MT, and this was my XT. So this is my AMT. So this is the amplitude modulated signal, and let's suppose it has the lowest value which is 0.3 and the highest value which came out is 0.7. So from here I can extract the message with the help of envelope detector. So from the envelope detector the output will be having the amplitude 0.3 and 0.7. So now the input is changing from 0.2 to 0.9, but output which came is in the range 0.3 to 0.7. We cannot have any number which we can multiply to this value to find out this value. So I cannot convert 0.3 to 0.7 to 0.2 to 0.9 with the help of any number. So because it is a non-linear characteristic. So now this is the disadvantage. I was sending this signal, I have received this signal. So this is the first drawback. Now if I talk about the second drawback, the second drawback is due to the different tuned frequencies. So now here we have two tank circuits. This is first tank circuit, this is the second tank circuit. So the primary tank circuit, I have already told you, it was tuned around FC, and the secondary tank circuit was tuned around FR. So this is a transformer, so it will be very difficult to tune these two tank circuits at different frequencies which are varying very differently. So now this is the second drawback. I'll be concluding my session here. So I hope you understood each and everything which I discussed here. Still, if you have any doubt, you can put the doubt in the comment and I'll try to resolve it as soon as possible. I hope you like this video. If you like it, share it with your friends, subscribe the channel and push the like button. Thank you.